What's up out there? Welcome back to Melvor Idle Adventure Mode. This is episode 9. It has been a very busy week, very productive week, and we got a lot to cover. So let's dive in. The very first thing is I hit level 99 smithing, so I now have full dragon gear and it's fully upgraded. Everything is done with it. I had the dragon gloves, but you can see I got the paladin gloves instead. These give you some damage reduction where the dragon gloves didn't, so I went ahead and put this on and got rid of those dragon gloves. And I also got the smithing cape. Now the cool thing about any cape you get from any of the non-combat skills is they give you some defense bonus. So I wanted to get something at 99, and since I already had to get smithing at 99, I figured, hey, that's a great one to get. Got smithing level 99, I get the cape, it gives me a little bit of defense bonus, and then I did get up to level 99 fishing. I thought I was going to get level 99 mining, but I didn't. No big deal. I don't know that I care about that one. It's going to hit there at some point because I'm going to need some silver and gold, a lot more silver and gold here at some point very quickly here for agility, for some gear and some other things. So I'll hit level 99 mining. I'm not worried about that. This fire making, I'm probably going to have to work on a little bit, let that run off in the background. I definitely need to get my cooking built up because I cannot cook whale yet, and I can definitely catch whale. So I can sell them, make money, or I can hang on to them. Really, I want to work on prayer points. You know, anything that's going to focus on combat. I don't need the whales yet for food. I'm still doing very well on food. I still haven't even got through the swordfish yet, and I still have, you know, cavefish and carp to go. Surprisingly, I haven't used much of this fish, but anyway, we got through the smithing. Smithing's done. Like I said, I got this full set of gear now, all good there. I went through, I needed to do some Slayer tasks, get some Slayer coin, and along the way I picked up the Slayer gear. I might have had this in last episode. In fact, I might have had all 3 of these pieces, but I was equipping those, getting my Slayer XP, getting my Slayer coin built up, and along the way I got these pally gloves. These things give you a little bit more damage reduction, so I put those on and ditched the regular gloves that I had. And let's see here, where do I want to go with this? I'll come back to a few things which you're probably already looking at on the screen here, but for the big goal that I had over the week, beyond getting through smithing and getting my full set of gear and everything, I wanted to get obstacle 9 unlocked, which I just now got to that this morning before I started recording this, and that gives me the damage to monsters and the auto eat efficiency. I took the frozen lake crossing because this was easy to get. And I think I bumped my skill. What's my skill on this? 81. If you get your skill to level 80, it takes 10% off the cost. There's a cost reduction. Plus, if you're at 50%, it gives you a little bit more cost reduction also. I've not been keeping at 95 just because I've been trying to keep it for twofold. Number one, I needed to get this up to 80, so I got a cost reduction on it. But number two, I wanted to try to get these negatives knocked out as quickly as possible. Some of these obstacles I'm not going to be able to change because I don't have the skills to change them. You know, like I don't have thieving or something unlocked. So what I've tried to do is get these up to 99, which if they're at 99, it cuts the debuff in half. So that's cool. I think it's this cliff climb. The reason so you see me fighting Golbins at the very beginning. The reason I'm fighting Golbins, and I think it's this one, I want to turn this from, I know this is giving me Slayer coin and all this, but I'm losing Slayer XP and Slayer negation. I want to change this from cliff climb over to mountain climb. And that's going to give me extra gold from agility. It's going to take away some agility skill and mastery, but it's a negative I'm willing to take. I'm pretty far along with this skill. So at this point, I think it's a good thing to turn this into a money maker. So I'm going to switch this over. I need 900 bones, and that's why I'm fighting these Golbins, because I'm only at 362. So my next immediate thing that I'm going to do is switch this over because I want to maximize profit from this point forward with agility at this point in time. Now that, you know, things are going to change. What I love about agility is that you can just keep refactoring it however you want. So for now, I have the obstacle 2 and 3 are set for agility, skill, and mastery. And then I think it's, what I say, this one here. So 5, obstacle 5. We're going to switch that over to this one. This also takes away the Slayer negation. So that's going to just completely remove that debuff altogether. Even though the debuff's cut in half, I would rather just remove it because I'm going to be working on Slayer stuff here for a while, I think. Let's see here. I don't think I want to change any of these other ones, like the agility interval I want to keep for now. And I have positives on both of these, so those are good. Obstacle 10, I can just flat out buy one that makes gold. I don't have to take a positive or negative. I can just buy one and then work towards the pillar. So I'm going to switch this cliff climb out and then work towards obstacle 10 and the pillar. And pillar of combat specifically for this account. And that is going to be probably the next week is going to take to get this done, because it's going to take a lot of money, a lot of agility grinding. I can't remember how much that costs, but I may have the money for it now. But that's basically what I'm working for, is getting agility done. I want as much of it there as possible. And then once it's complete, I'm going to go refactor this stuff, to fire making and what was this one? Something here, maybe mining or something. Oh, fire making and wood cutting. I'll probably take this. That way I can work on getting fire making up to level 90. Once I get that done, then I can get my cooking, whatever this thing is, the bonus, the fire bonus for this thing. I can actually purchase this, the redwood cooking fire. I just need level 90 fire making. So we're going to get agility done, and then we're going to get fire making done. That's going to be the goal for that. Like I said, I did work on a bunch of Slayers, so now I have Slayer level 72. Let's see, fishing, I got level 99 on. I don't know if I mentioned that or not, but now I can do raw whales, so I really want to get fire making up to get that next cook fire, and then start working on cooking and get that up to where I can just use whales for cooking. I do not have farming on this side, so it's going to come down to, whatever I can cook up, and at this point, I haven't really used a lot of health. I mean, I'm still working on these swordfish, and I've got a few thousands of these other ones. Actually, I could get rid of these raw carp, or the cavefish. Or, I'm sorry, not raw cavefish. I should probably just start using these carp for the time being. But a lot of the things I haven't had to heal through. I've been fighting things that I don't take a lot of damage on. It's made the grind a little longer, but I don't use as many resources, and I don't have to stop and collect healing. So that's kind of my thinking with that. Don't know if it's good, bad, or indifferent, but that's where I'm going. Let's see. I mentioned the obstacle here. I've been keeping my my mastery XP down because, like I said, I've been trying to get these to level 99. So level 4 mud dive, can that be moved up while we're looking at it? Yeah, I can take that up a little bit. Get this as close to 99 as possible. Get rid of that damage reduction debuff. I don't know if I can switch this to anything yet, because that's the one I get. I could take this no requirement one, which I might do, but then I get some hit points and accuracy out of it. So I don't know. It's a toss-up, but I lose damage reduction, which is kind of big. But again, we're going to try to get this to level 99, and that cuts this damage reduction in half. So actually, I'm taking... I guess that's the only damage reduction I'm taking. But let's see. Okay, at some point during the week, I thought, you know what? I need a better weapon because that dragon sword is kind of shitty. So I came over here to the deep sea ship, and I started looking at getting the sunset rapier. I'm a fan of that thing. And I can't remember why I switched, but I started doing the Slayer stuff. And during the course of doing the Slayer stuff, I found, I got reminded that these griffins exist and that the dragon claw's there. And I thought, well, hell, I'll just go fight those things because the dragon claw is better than that sunset rapier. So I thought, all right, I'm going to go get that. So you will notice that I have the dragon claw. In fact, it looks like I have a second dragon claw I can make. Because I had to, as I was going through the Slayer stuff, I got another one ready to go. So I've got that. And I added a few bank slots. I was running out, and they're still pretty cheap to add. 48,000. I've got millions of gold, so I bumped up I started running into a cap of my bank slots, so I added a few spaces in there. I think 10, maybe 5 or 10, so I'm not running out of room anymore. I need to look at getting auto eat and dungeon equipment swapping, so that's 50 million right there, plus another however much it is for all the obstacle stuff. So I really need to push the cash a lot more. That's the other reasons I want to push agility really hard right now. So after that, I did something pretty cool, which you've probably already noticed if you saw this cape. I went and beat the Volcanic Dungeon. That is done. I beat this one time. I cannot idle it with this character. I want to get some of these debuffs off, and I now have these Paladin gloves, which gives me an extra % of damage reduction. And once I can get these debuffs cut down or taken off, I may be able to idle that thing. I'm not sure. I definitely need to finish it a couple of times and get at least some of the gear out of it, because this thing gives you pretty much end game this ancient shield, ancient helmet, ancient plate legs, ancient plate body. This gear here is what's going to get me through the Air God Dungeon, Water God Dungeon, and Earth God Dungeon. I think I can do these with this account. I definitely was able to do this stuff with my standard account. I did not get through the Fire God Dungeon. So here's where things are going to get really interesting real fast. I have agility. I'm looking to get agility at level 99. I think I can get through and beat the Air God Dungeon, Water God Dungeon, and maybe the Earth God Dungeon manually healing through it with melee gear. I don't think I need ranged or magic just yet. I've done it with my standard account. I would presume I can do it with this account. We're going to see and we're going to try it. But here's the kicker. I was also, when I did that, I had gone through the volcanic cave and built up all this ancient gear. So I'm definitely going to need a few pieces of ancient gear, if not the shield, helmet, plate legs, and plate body. I might need all of it. When you go through these god dungeons, they start giving you gear. Like for the scrolls, you basically get one piece of this gear. Now, the thing is, the Air and Water God Dungeon give you stuff for ranged and magic. So I'm going to need to open up some bank slots, and I'm going to need to hang on to that gear. If I can clear the Earth God Dungeon, that starts giving me melee gear. You're pretty much guaranteed to get a piece of gear out of these. It's just which piece of gear do you get? I think I have a shit ton of boots and like helmets and stuff, but like the plate legs and plate body are really slow to get. So I don't know how we're going to do this going forward. I think I want to get volcanic clears up to where I can idle the thing with the character that I have. So that's going to take some effort to get there. And I'm going to have to clear this thing manually several times. Once I've cleared it 100 times, I can go to the volcanic, or I can go to the infernal cave. I am going to have to start grinding out the Pegasus for these ancient claws, which is no big deal. I can start doing that. But I need to get this thing cleared 100 times so I can get this thing cleared and get the infernal one cleared 10 times to get the infernal claw. And I think I want to do all of that before I start the Air God dungeons. I think. You just have to clear the Air God dungeon once to open up the Water God, and then clear that once to get the Earth God. The only trouble that I had on my standard account, I manually healed through all of them and I ended up with some gear. The only trouble that I had was the Fire God dungeon. I got to the very end of the Fire God dungeon and got just obliterated. I could not heal enough through it. So I'm going to guess that isn't going to work here either. But I could get through the Earth God dungeon manually healing it. And if I could get 2 or 3 pieces of gear out of the Earth God dungeon, that's going to make the rest of these better. So I don't know how this is going to work. I also don't have summoning because there is a damage reduction tablet in summoning. I don't have Herblore, which has a damage reduction potion. So this is going to be a little more of a chore to come through here. But we're going to try to push through and see what happens. I'm definitely... I know I'm working on the agility stuff. I know I need to get say the auto eat tier 3 because it gives you better efficiency. I'm going to need the, well, I'm probably going to, well, the extra equipment that I don't care about. Dungeon swapping might be cool because if I get a good piece of gear, I can toss it on in the dungeon. I might need that. The other thing is once I start beating these dungeons, that also opens up these, which this one here, the mining and woodcutting, it's like, well, you have to beat the Earth God dungeon, but once you beat that, I mean, 50 million and you get interval reduction off of the mining and woodcutting, which is going to be cool. I don't have crafting or fletching yet, and I don't have herb lore or rune crafting yet, so I don't really care about those. But unlocking this one would be kind of handy. So, yeah, that's why I really need that agility stuff. So I'm looking at, you know, 100 million, 150 million, something like that in gold that I'm going to need. So getting this agility is going to be key looking long-term down the road. And who knows, maybe I go in here and just start running through these just to run through them. I don't know. That's kind of where we're at, is just basically because I've beat the volcano now, I can now do 100 runs of that and get the infernal cave or the infernal dungeon unlocked, and then maybe start working on these god dungeons. I could do the god dungeons now, I think, or attempt them, see how far I get, see if I can manually heal through them. I don't know. I'm going to sit on that and think about it. I definitely want to at least get through the air and water god so I can start working on the earth god. If nothing else, clearing out some of the first creatures of the earth god dungeon gives you the, they're not shards or tablets or whatever they are, the little bits you get from these creatures that are in the dungeons. They give you these shards of something, and then you combine them and you get a chest. That gives you a chance of getting some decent amulets and rings for the various combat skills. And the Earth God one is all about defense, so melee defense specifically. So I want to do that. Then we're going to have an interesting question coming up very, very quickly, because theoretically, I think you're supposed to attack the Air God dungeon. If I remember, I can't remember correctly, but I can't remember if this was magic or ranged, but to idle the air god dungeon correctly, you use magic or ranged. I think it's ranged, and I think the water god, I may have the water and air god backwards. I know the fire god dungeon is magic. You want to idle that one with magic, and because of the combat triangle and because of the way the creatures are predominantly weak to magic or whatever, that's the one you want to take. Or was it Earth God? Might be, I can't remember. I get them all confused now. Once you beat the volcano, these next 4 dungeons are a combination of ranged and magic, I think. Don't quote me on that because I'm getting confused. I don't remember now. I've mostly farmed all those out on my standard account, so I don't have to keep remembering which one to switch to. But the point is, at some point, I am going to have to unlock ranged and magic, and I am going to have to address these dungeons idly with those skills. So we got a lot of work cut out for us. I may try and push combat up to 99 and then worry about, or my melee stuff up to 99 and then worry about ranged and magic. Because again, we're up to a huge cost to unlock, and the next cost is going to be expensive. So to unlock, I could unlock these 2, but then I'm going to have to go work on, you know, rune crafting, maybe fletching. I don't know. See, this is where we're going to start getting expensive. I can get gear, like the deep sea gear. I can get, or not the deep sea. Which one is it? This one I can get the ancient stuff for my ranged. And the Hall of Wizards, I can get ancient stuff for my mage. So I can go start idling these to get gear for them. But I need to get those leveled up to get into the gear. And you know what I mean? It's just going to start presenting issues. So we're definitely going to have to unlock ranged and magic at some point. We're going to have to figure all that out. So, a lot to look forward to, a lot to plan out, and a lot to figure out. In the meantime, like I said, I'm going to be working on getting my agility finished out. I think agility is going to be the biggest thing I can do now because of the cache feature. The biggest thing is that, and most important, oh, I don't have it on here. You know what's on my other slot here? I have the signet ring, which doubles the money I get out of agility, which is amazing. So that's going to make all the grind that I'm talking about a lot easier. So with that, getting there. With that, that's going to do it. This might be a little bit longer episode. I kind of went into a lot of detail on this account, but there's been a lot happening and a lot going on. So with all that said, we are done. We are out. We will catch you on the next one. Take care.